tour, or I went on tour before
Oh.
all the COVID stuff happened in February.
Mm-hmm.
And I went on tour, I believe, the week after I dropped the project. So I dropped, no, I'm sorry. Actually, I dropped one after that. So I
Mm-hmm.
dropped 2 projects this year. I dropped
Wow.
in February, and then I believe I dropped in May.
Mm.
The one in May was during COVID, so I wasn't able to fully promote. So I'm kind of, I just do EPs. I've been doing EPs, 7 songs, and
Yeah.
that was back in May. So I have another one coming out this weekend. I have another EP coming out this weekend,
Really?
and yeah, so I'm excited about it. It's really good, and
Okay.
yeah, kind of compounded with the last one, just the same spirit, you know.
Uh-huh. So does each song have its like own personality, or is there like a theme for the overall project?
Um, a little bit of both. A little bit of both. Like every song, I treat kind of every song like its own thing.
Mm-hmm.
And when it's time, I'll record like 40 songs, 50 songs to get to those 7. So every song is its own thing, but I try to put the ones that sound cohesive together, you know.
Okay, yeah, absolutely. So, like, how would you describe your music? How would you describe yourself as an artist? As an artist?
Yeah, I would say that I'm probably I have a super wide range,
Mm-hmm.
and it's evolved over time. Like the more I learn, the more information I take in, the more successful I become. Um, the more my music changes. Initially, I just kind of, I'm always, if you listen to my music, you're always gonna know exactly where I'm at in my life.
Mm-hmm.
It's super true to who I am.
Mm-hmm.
Um, at this point in my life, so to answer your question, it would be different for each project
Okay. Mm-hmm.
because I will be at different places in my life for each project, you know.
Oh, okay.
Um,
Yeah,
but at this point where I'm at right now is a real happy. I'm in
that's
like a
good.
happy, peaceful, um, in a wise place. I'm in a wise place, and you'll hear
That's
the
wonderful.
things that I've learned. And you know, I'm in a good business space. I've done well with my businesses, and you'll hear all those tones
Good.
on it.
Good. Congratulations. What kind of business is it, if you don't mind me asking?
I have a holding company that kind of controls all my other companies.
Mm-hmm.
I have the entertainment company, which is covers my music, and you know, it allows me to be. All my businesses are for pretty much set up for liabilities and taxes. So it there's a other without those things, I don't think there's a reason to set up a business. The profit you can always, when you're sole proprietorship, I run everything for myself. So the profit you could always, you know, deduct out of your personal taxes. I really set the business up, all the businesses that I have up for liabilities and, you know, to separate
Mm-hmm.
them from me personally for tax
Absolutely.
purposes.
I understand.
So my company, which holds all my other companies, I have my entertainment company, my clothing line, I have a real estate investment company, and those are my major 3 ones. I have some others coming, but they're not ready yet. But
Okay.
yeah, those are
How's
my
the clothing line going?
clothing line is doing well. I'll put it like this: like the clothing line, I could pay all my bills with the clothing line
Wow, that's
outside of just
great.
yeah,
Where are you?
outside of
Go ahead. Outside of.
outside of probably just outside of like rent, but
Wow.
all the others I could pay with the clothing line every month, so that
Well,
it
that's
does.
good.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's good. So, like, where do you market your product? Do you sell online? Do you have
yeah,
okay? Do you have a website?
yeah.
Or
It's the
like
campaignClothing.com, and
campaignClothing.com.
yeah, the campaign clothing was really inspired by just the thought of legacy, and it was just really I wanted to create a brand that represented the way I was feeling at the time. For you know, the campaign was a metaphor for saying this is the campaign. Like my grandmother always had a saying. Um, she would say, "You campaign for bullshit, you're gonna get elected." So
That's a
you
good
know,
old saying.
yeah, those old down south sayings. So
Yeah,
you know, she would say that. So it stuck with me. And the campaign is really a representation of that. Is what do you want to represent? It's saying who do you want to
absolutely.
represent yourself as? And I dropped it. in January, at the January 1st of New Year's this year. And it was really like my New Year's resolution to be more positive and, you know, a little bit less. I wanted to speak about and move in a way that was more of where I wanted to go instead of where I've been. You know what I mean?
Okay, good for you. So tell me about the tour.
The tour, okay, so I did a tour and we went to the Pacific Northwest. We did like Washington, Idaho, Oregon, like up, you know, Pacific Northwest of the United States. And it was it was my first tour. So it was super interesting to like see the amount of work that actually goes into doing a show every night, you know, and
Yes.
you going from state to state. And, you know, it was more work than I anticipated, but it was a good
Okay.
preparation for the bigger ones that we got coming in the future. That tour was really it just opened my eyes. It made me have a lot of respect for the Beyoncés and the Eminems and the artists that are touring 300 shows a year. You know, because man, I was out there for maybe 3 days, and I'm like, after a couple of days, I'm like, man, I kind of miss my son, man. Like, you start having those feelings of, damn, like this is what I'm asking for, but damn, I'm getting homesick, you know.
Yeah.
And so that was an interesting feeling. You know, I had to overcome that because although you may feel that way, you still got to go on stage and give them a good show, and you still got to give them the best performance that they pay the ticket, they pay for a ticket, so they don't care what you're going through in your personal life, put the
Yeah,
show
yeah,
on. You know?
absolutely. Yeah, I was listening to like Oprah's top 50 rules for success or something like that. It wasn't actually what she said to be her top 50. It was actually like pieces that people have taken out of things that she has said and they listed them as top
Gotcha.
50. And one of the things she said was like, always give 100%. And if you're sick, give 120% for the reasons that you just named, that people have come, they paid their money, you know what I mean? Like if even on your worst days, you still have to give more than 100%. And not everybody, can do that. People can't even, yeah, that's not easy. I think these artists, like you said, the Eminems, the Beyoncés, they make it look a lot easier than what it is, and it
Yeah.
requires a great deal of stamina,
Oh,
energy, you
yeah.
know.
And poise. It's just
Mm.
when I was out there, I remember I had it really hit me between these two shows. I had a show in Idaho, and then I had a show in Oregon the very next night.
Mm.
And like you got to
Wow.
leave Idaho as soon as the show ends.
Oh my
We
God.
get there at 6 o'clock. You know, we there at 6 p.m. We there early, sound checks, all that good stuff. We leave, we go. You know, we're coming back later that night for the actual show.
Mhm.
You know, you gotta. It's a tour, so you got other people on the tour, and they're performing. You just waiting for your slot. You backstage waiting for your slot. You come on stage, you do your thing for 20, 30 minutes, whatever it is, and you get off stage, and then you just kind of you're mingling and networking, and you know you're going through that process. And
Mhm.
so but you might get back to your hotel at 2 or 3 in the morning, maybe 4 in the morning.
Mhm.
You know, it's a lot of moving parts. Even with just the crew that you come with, your cameraman, you know, everybody that you're with, and
Mhm.
you still selling merch, you still shaking hands, you meeting fans, you passing out whatever.
Mhm.
You get back to your hotel at 4 o'clock in the morning, but you got to be, you know, 12 hours, 13 hours away, you know, by the next night, by the next 6 p.m. to do it all over again.
My
And
goodness.
if you can
That's
get a day break in between, you blessed. Or if you can sleep on a plane, you blessed.
oh
You know,
my God.
so
So
yeah, it's a lot.
yeah. Yeah, so yeah, the glamorous part of it is that's one part of it, but the biggest part is a whole lot of work,
Oh
basically.
man, they
Yeah.
don't see that part. It's like a duck on a pond. Like you just see the duck floating across when we're looking at it from the surface, but under that water, that the feet are going like this.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
so it was definitely more work than I anticipated, and it made me look at it like, okay, this is why. Like people kind of look at celebrities and entertainers, especially, like, that's not no work. Like, that's easy. And that shit ain't easy. You know, it made me respect it.
Yeah, I imagine it in my mind, like, yeah, even just my little schedule. Like, I just did a few things this weekend. I just
Yeah.
been busy for the past week, and I was wiped out on Monday. And I'm like, imagine if your schedule really picks up, and it's like you're hella busy. Like, you better be
Yeah.
eating right and taking your vitamins and working out, because how will you have the energy? You know what I'm saying? If you become
Another part of it.
highly in demand.
Yeah. That's another part of it. Like, you on the roll, when you on the roll like that, you eating like shit. Like, you ain't really, you know what I mean? You ain't
Yeah,
taking care of your nutrition. Like, you ain't thinking about that. You don't know where you are. You ain't
yeah.
got a kitchen,
You better
you
grab
know?
a banana and an apple and an orange, give you some real, you know what I'm saying? Have some
Yeah.
vitamins, water. You need, your body would need, see, when people are super young, like, you know what I'm saying? Most people who are young and healthy, they can
Yeah.
eat whatever and they'll be
Yeah.
fine. When people start to get a little older in age, you
Yeah.
can't just eat anything and be fine. You'll be
Right.
dead. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like,
Right.
not even literally and figuratively. Like, if you don't literally die from the foods that you've been feeding yourself, like, you might just like not have the energy. You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
that garbage food doesn't give you good energy. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Especially as you get more mature and stuff, you know. So
Yeah,
yeah.
man.
Hmm.
It's serious. And I learned a lot. Like, that tour taught me. It just taught me what I'm getting myself into. Like, this is about to be a lot of work. You're gonna miss home. You know,
Yeah,
you're gonna have to really force yourself to eat right, because it's very easy to go get McDonald's.
yeah.
You know, you gotta properly rest. You gotta get rest
Mhm.
when you can. If you can sleep on a plane, sleep on a plane, because you're gonna need it.
Yeah.
You know, every part of it was just, it was like on the job training.
Hmm.
It was work. But
It reminds me of why some, you know, how you have these artists who come and go and come and go and come and go, and
hmm
you don't know why. Like, okay, they were there. Why did they stop? Why didn't they keep going? And there's a lot of
yeah,
reasons probably why. You know what I mean? It may not
yeah,
be all that it is cracked up to be for some people, and they just like don't want it
yeah.
anymore. At least not bad enough, you know?
About that too. A lot of people, you have to know what your idea of success is, because everybody, especially with the internet, it's just like a, people just look at shit like, well, you're not Drake's level, so, but it's like, man, maybe that guy don't want to be Drake's level.
Mm-hmm.
To be on Drake's level, it takes a lot of work. It's a lot of moving parts. Because even
Mm-hmm.
when I'm on tour as I'm saying this, mind you, this is not during the. I only had one business, which was the clothing line at that time. This is
Mm-hmm.
not anything else going on. So imagine being a Beyonce or a Drake, or you have all these businesses, all these people, you pay their salaries for
Oh
the year.
my God.
You know, these people are relying on you to pay their rent. You know
Ugh.
what I'm saying? And
I think that could be the reason why, you know, you have people who, you know, take other people into service, because not
yeah,
every human being is equipped to do all the things that you just described. You know what I mean?
yeah,
You know, so this is what separates, you know what I'm saying, the ones who do and the ones who don't, the ones who have,
right,
the ones who have not. You know what I
right,
mean? Because of that tenacity, that power, that strength to be able to do all of that. Like, my
yeah.
little life is overwhelming. You know what I mean? I'm like,
That's what I'm saying. Like, it looks good for to be a Kendrick Lamar, Drake, or Beyonce, or whoever.
yeah, but do
But
you have it in you?
do you really want that? You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
yeah,
If, like you were saying, it's hard to manage what you have now. Do you really
yeah,
want that? Because
exactly. Not
on
only
top of,
that, it's so much more things that come with it. Like, you have to also consider, when you get into the limelight, you're in the
hmm
limelight. You got
yeah,
the, how many, depending on how big you are, that's how many people you have thinking about you, talking about you, writing about you. You
right,
understand what I'm saying? And you
right,
got all these voices, you know, and
yep,
they're saying all kind of stuff. Like, do you really want your life to be open? You know what I'm saying? To all of that,
yep,
to where they put you under a microscope as a woman, especially even down
yeah,
to your toenails. You understand what I'm
yeah.
saying? Like, oh my God, look at her toenails. Oh my
Nah, this
God,
the
her
code.
ear is white.
They go, oh my gosh, she wore the same outfit twice. It's like, like they don't wear the same. People that's saying that, is washing their clothes at the laundromat and they're gonna wear that again. But they telling you can't wear the same clothes twice. Cause that's crazy.
Yeah,
How
because
do
they
you put
put
it?
you, they have a different standard for you than they have for themselves. You
You know
understand
what
what I'm
it is?
saying?
What it is people don't believe that you can do anything that they can't do. So when you
Mhm.
do something that they didn't believe that they could even do, it's like you must be a god or something. That's how they look at it.
In a way you are, because look at everything you just described. The
Yeah,
the 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 force, the amount of force and energy that it requires to be a Puffy, and the mindset, or to be a Dame Dash, or to be
yeah.
any of these things. You have to have this mindset that the average
Can't.
person does not have. You
You
understand
have
what
to
I'm
be a
saying?
little
Or the
crazy.
strength, the physical ability to do what you just described. And like you said, you just did a few days. Like you can imagine 300 every year, state to state, country to country, 15-hour flights. Oh
Yep.
my God. The question, like
Yeah.
you said,
Yep.
remains, do you want it? Do you really
Do you
want
want?
that?
Yep. While running everything else, and
Mm,
while it's just you got to know what your idea of success is, and when
mm,
they scrutinize somebody, I go, well, he fell off. Maybe that was good enough for him. Maybe his goal, everybody's goal ain't to be LeBron James. Some people just want to make it to the league. You
yeah,
know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Some people want to go to college and make it out the hood that they from.
that's right.
So everybody's goal
Some
be
people just
LeBron
want to pay
James and
their
be the greatest.
bills. Some people just want to pay their
That's
bills.
it.
That's it. You know what I
And
mean?
we
You're
got to
right.
look at with the same scope. Like maybe this person just wanted to change his family's life and get him out the hood, and he did that, and there's no motivation to continue. Some people it's
Hmm.
like that. Some people don't want to get paid at all. They just want to do it for the art.
Absolutely. So, what is your idea of success then?
My idea of success is just if I can wake up and smile when I wake up in the morning and be happy that I woke up, not, oh man, I gotta live today. You know,
Mm,
my idea of success is happiness. Are you
mhm,
happy when you wake up in the morning?
mhm.
Do you feel like getting up to today?
So,
Every
are
day
you happy
at
when you wake up in the
oh,
morning currently?
I'm the happiest I've ever been
Okay, good.
at
So
this
then
point.
you're already successful.
I'm extremely successful. Like my bills is paid. I don't have to worry about that. Everything else is icing. At this point, everything else that I'm all the blessings that I get, or I look at them like the platform that I have, the voice, people listen to me, people care what I say. And my
Mhm.
grandmother tells me when people listen to what you say, you're responsible for what you say to them. So
Yeah.
I just look at it like that. Like it's just at that point, God just blessed me with influence, and everything else that I'm blessed with as a result of the work that I do is it's just icing at this point. It wasn't the goal. The goal has
Mhm.
already been accomplished. Everything else is just God, where you want me to go from here. That's it.
Yeah, that's beautiful. So I hear you talking a lot about your grandmother. So she was a heavy influence in your life.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I have two.
Two girl. Oh, lucky for you. Some people
Yeah,
ain't lucky enough to have one, let alone two. That's
yeah.
cool.
So they both super influential. They a lot of my wisdom come from them. You know,
I can see that.
yeah, they gave me a lot. So I
That's
love them. I love them.
beautiful.
I lost one
Beautiful.
this year.
Oh no.
Uh, I lost one of them. She passed from breast cancer in January, right before I went on tour. So God
Mm,
rest her soul. But man, I'm happy that she ain't suffering no more. That's cool.
okay.
My other one is still here, so I still got one of them.
All right. Good. Good. So you handled your grandmother's passing pretty well then.
Yeah, I handle it well. It always hurts to lose a loved one,
Yeah.
but he had been fighting breast cancer for maybe 10 years,
Well, that's a
and
long time.
he fought it. So, and that's what she
Mm,
told. That's from when we knew. Ain't no telling
mm,
how he had been fighting. So I knew she was suffering physically, and everybody got their time. It makes you deal with death. You learn to deal with death from where we come from anyway. But
mm-hmm,
this was natural causes. She was 70 years old, which is not super old,
mm-hmm.
but I'm just happy that she's suffering. She just transitioned to a better place.
Yeah. Okay. So that's how you feel. Because that was going to be my next question. How do you feel about death? Like, what is it? What do you believe that it is to you?
I think when you pass away, I just believe that it's really a transition. It's like a graduation. I look at it like that because we all
Mm-hmm,
got to go.
mm-hmm,
I watched a video. Um, a friend of mine sent me a video of America, New York, in like 1911 or something like that. And under the video, you know, in the video, you seeing everybody walk around. You see how people dress. It's all black and white. It's dope to see. You see cars when they were really first made.
Mm-hmm.
And somebody in the comments said, it's interesting to think every person in this video, even the smallest child, is dead today.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
And that is interesting to think. Like, dang, look at those 3-year-olds that's running around. They're old people that passed away now. So we
Mm-hmm.
all have to go, you know? And
Mm-hmm.
I've been shot, and everybody around me growing up have been through street stuff like that. So I look at death differently. I don't fear it the way
You
the
don't fear
average.
it at all. Have you ever had any? So you don't fear it at all?
Well, I fear it. I fear leaving. I fear not completing my mission. You know what I mean? Before I go. But the mission is making sure that my son is ready for me to go. So
Yeah.
that's what it is for me.
Yeah. Got your life insurance in place?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Smart man.
Yeah.
You are a wise man. Yes. All
Yeah.
right. So do you believe in reincarnation? Because you mentioned something about mission being complete. Do you believe that if your mission is incomplete, that you will come back to complete that mission?
I, maybe not. I feel like I've been here before.
You
I feel
do.
like some of the wisdom come from. I don't know what that, if I would say reincarnation, I don't know, but I do feel like this is my last go, you
Really?
know,
Have you had any deja vu in this
all,
lifetime?
all the time, all the
Okay.
time. It kind of confirms when I have it. I'll tell somebody like, "Oh, I'm having deja vu,"
You
right?
still have it as an adult?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Wow, you're in tune. That's
And it'll be like, it just confirms that I'm on the right path. Like, okay, this is what I'm supposed to be. I'm doing exactly I'm where I'm supposed to be. Even with all the negative stuff that you go through, it's like, okay, yeah, I'm still where I'm supposed to be, because I wouldn't have that.
When's the last time you had a deja vu?
Oh man, it happens sporadically, but one thing I can vividly remember, I had a friend of mine that I had just met the guy probably like 3 months before I had the deja vu, but he was in a deja vu. It's like, I know I had this dream before, but I just met you like 3 months ago. So how were you in my dream back then? You feel what I'm saying?
So it was a nighttime dream that you had and he was in?
Ah, it was day. It was like he came out. We were walking into a house, and he came out. I was already outside, and he came out the house, and he said something to me. But in my deja vu, like the original dream or whatever, the vision I had before, he said exactly what he said, and it was like a memory almost playing in front of me. It was
Wow,
weird, out of body experience.
that's
You know?
incredible. See, that's the stuff that gets my wheels spinning. So I want to know more because see, I had deja vu when I was a kid, but the
Yeah.
last time I had a strong deja vu, I was
Mm-hmm.
17 years old, and I
Mm-hmm.
haven't really had very many since. I think I had some intuition, some strong intuitions in my like mid 20s, but I don't have them very often anymore.
Yeah.
But go on. There was a girl in high school who I saw her on the school, like on the regular public bus, and I never seen her before. And she told me that I was in her dreams.
Wow.
She didn't know me. We went to the same school, but we didn't know each other. But when she saw me, she freaked out, like, "Oh my God, you be in my dreams." So
Yeah.
I came up with the idea that, when you go to sleep and you dream and you see
Mm-hmm.
people that you don't know, I think those are real people. And you guys, I think that we're actually meeting in another realm, on another planet. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Because who are those people that are there that you don't know? I think
Right.
they're real people now, especially since this girl knew me from her dream. And I
Yeah.
know.
With that idea too, like maybe it's another existence. You know what I mean? And dreams is like you going to that other existence.
I believe so. Like you're in another realm.
Yeah,
You know
because
what I mean?
with death, like how do we know we don't die here and wake up somewhere else? You ever fall off a building or fall in a dream, and when you hit the ground, you wake up?
Yeah.
You know, how do you know? Like we don't, we
We don't
don't.
know much at all, do we?
I think the you got to find purpose while you're on Earth. You know, and I
Mm.
think everybody's purpose is simple, but but especially as minorities, especially when you come from urban environments too, like it has to be a complicated answer or people, you know, and a lot of times it's super, like the purpose of life is super simple. Just enrich the earth and leave it better than what you found it. And then, you know,
I don't think people think that's their purpose.
like, you know, I know that why I believe that that's the purpose,
The average
because
person ain't thinking like that.
I don't, yeah, they're not. And I believe that's the purpose because if you look around where we are, we on earth, right? I don't want to go too deep, but I'm gonna just say this, right? We on earth.
Mm-hmm.
Everything on earth, if all humans, if we all gone tomorrow, all humans disappear tomorrow, everything on earth gets better.
Mm.
Trees grow taller, grass grows higher, animals have more food. You know what I mean?
Absolutely, which reminds me in the natural equilibrium and go back, which reminds me of what was said in the Matrix
Mm-hmm.
by the agents. They said humans are a cancer of this
Yeah,
planet.
they are. We are. So if everything gets better, the air gets cleaner, everything gets better, water gets cleaner, there's no pollution, there's no nothing, then why does everything work to keep us alive? Trees give us oxygen. Bees pollinate plants for trees. It's like everything works. The jellyfish in the ocean are cleaning. They clean bacteria out the ocean so we can eat the fish in the ocean.
Mm-hmm.
Everything on Earth works for us.
Well,
Why?
I mean, I know everybody, shout out to the atheists and the Satanists out there, but I'm a
Yeah,
believer. And the
me
Lord
too.
said, look, that He created everything for us and gave us dominion over it. That's the
That's right.
plain, clear
So
explanation.
at that point, you go, okay, so what is our purpose? Because we're not helping the Earth. So the Earth is helping
Mhm.
us,
Yeah,
and the purpose is to leave it better than you found it. Just enrich the Earth, leave inspiration, leave art, leave whatever you can to inspire the next. And we just keep, it's like an experiment almost. Like we just here to see if it can work, you know.
interesting.
Believe, and it's hard to accept something that simple. In the Bible, it tell you all we here to do is love.
It could be so simple, couldn't it? But it's not simple.
Yeah.
I try to teach my sons because the older one is a little negative.
Yeah.
And then the younger one follows, and I'm like, look, be love and light, brother man. You understand what
Yep.
I'm saying? You got to, I'm on his head because he's
That's all it is, though. You got to stay on them, though. If the
love
Bible
and
says,
light.
right, train up a child in the way they go, they'll never depart.
Love and light. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
keep telling them, he'll get it.
Absolutely. They're getting it already. They're getting it already. Like, I was having some issues with them fussing and arguing and stuff, man. I made them do meditation,
Yep.
pray, talk to them, tell them about themselves in a way.
Yeah.
Sometimes parents, when kids argue, when parents come out cussing and screaming with the belt, you know what I mean? Like, no, I don't do
Yeah.
that. I just go in there and talk to them, kind
Got
of
to talk.
monotone,
Mm-hmm.
explain to them what the heck they're doing wrong. It's working. I'm getting more tamed, you know what I'm saying, refined versions. They're getting better. Yeah, you gotta
Yeah.
work. Yeah.
It's part of parenting, and we gotta, you fighting against you fighting a hell of a fight because it's a crazy world.
World.
You know?
Exactly. That's what I'm fighting against because I talk to my boys and I explain to them, listen, it's all a distraction, an illusion to distract you away from the truth, which is that life is short. We're all going to die. And when we die, we're going to meet our maker. And you have to be
Yep.
accountable for the things that you have done here so far. So don't let the rappers and the, you know what I'm saying? None of this stuff trick you into believing, don't get distracted and too caught up
That's
in
what I feel my goal is. With my music, like I try to give people the honest truth. Like, dog, no, it's okay to love a woman, bro.
yes, it is. You're
So
supposed to. You were designed to love a
you
woman.
as a man, you don't know who you are if you don't have a woman. Like
Mm.
you don't. A man is. We know we have women. Women exist for when a man has a woman is to let him know that he's a man.
Mm.
You know, you don't know what darkness is without light. You don't know what light is without darkness.
Mm.
So you don't know if you're a man without a woman. You know, and
So
I think we allow it's just temptation and it's abundance. I feel like it's so many that
yeah,
men
there are
feel
some.
like they should. Yeah, but it's not. You only have one rib. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
So you got to be respectful of the position. I just think I look at women like I think a lot of men don't look at women as human. They
Mm.
look at women first and then human, if they look at them as human at all.
Mm. Wow, that's cold.
When I speak to women and when women are around me, all women love me. They love me because I'm gonna treat you like a human. You're not gonna come in here and just be disrespected. You
Hmm.
know what I mean? You are gonna be put on the pedestal because you're a woman. We
Hmm.
don't. You created us. We wouldn't even be here without women.
Yeah,
The first, they say all life comes from scientifically. I'm not even speaking just,
from a woman.
yeah, all life comes from women. All life,
Absolutely.
everything, and it comes from a black woman. That's a fact.
Yeah,
It's
we know that to be a fact.
mitochondrial Eve. They
Ah,
have a
yes.
depiction. Like I've studied this. How do you not respect black women? How do you not respect women in general? But life comes from women. You wouldn't be here without it. So I just don't.
Why
I
do
feel
you
like
think?
uh,
Why do you think that men, black men? Let's talk about black men
yeah.
in particular, but the world at large has issues with women too. But it's in our community. Why do you think the black men have such issues with black women? And I have some thoughts that I would love to share, but I like to hear what you have to say first.
Um, I think for one, black men we hold black women to a high standard. It's almost impossible to meet,
Okay,
and
what you don't hold yourself to that standard.
we don't hold ourselves to that standard, and we don't hold other cultures to that standard.
Okay, what
Which
standard is that? Tell me about that standard.
I think I only can speak for what I've seen from where I grew up, right? But
Hmm.
they expect the black women that we've been around to be perfect. It's like they don't allow the leeway for them to make mistakes. It's like it's okay. She's not perfect, bro, but it's because we hold that standard because of the insecurities that we have. You know what I'm saying? So I think that it's
Can you
tough,
give me
man.
some examples? Like what?
Yeah. So like a black man, not I don't want to say all black men because there are black men. Because we have insecurities, we wouldn't want uh you to dress a certain way when you go out. But you should have respect for yourself. But if you know that's the way that woman likes to dress, then don't be with her.
Mm-hmm.
Don't try to force her to be a certain way. I think a lot of black men have a problem with women. They want women to be submissive. I've never had that issue.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like you want your woman to be submissive, but you see for black men to want our women to be submissive, you have to be submissive to your role too.
Yeah.
You're not saying you shouldn't be telling her to be submit to you. You saying be submissive to the role, to
Mm-hmm.
your part of what you're supposed to do. That's what it should be. They don't do that though. They
Okay.
saying be submit to me because I'm a man, because I have a, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It shouldn't be that way. I think that's insecurity. That's saying I don't feel like I'm shit. The world has made me feel like I ain't shit.
Mm.
And the only person that I can even feel stronger than is you, because you here with
Wow.
me, but I'm physically stronger and I'm able to do other things that women are not allowed. Like even when men uh were allowed certain rights, women weren't. Men are allowed to vote, women weren't.
Mm-hmm.
So when you saying that black women in America, like black women in America were even lower than black men
Yeah.
to the standards of society, right?
Yeah.
And I think that black men have been trained to believe that, you know,
Mm.
and because
Damn.
it's historical and it goes back to even slavery.
So it's
So
like the Willie Lynch thing, basically. So he just been trying to put us down. But
yeah,
I believe that the solution
Yeah.
and the problem comes back to Black women,
Yeah.
because
Absolutely.
Black women are more than likely to be single mothers. So that means we are the ones raising the boys who leave their kids or are not in the home
Yeah.
or don't respect women or are on drugs or
Yeah.
have serious alcohol problems. So what are we doing, Black women, okay, where we
Mhm.
are sabotaging and ruining our boys? You know what I mean?
Well, I think that's a part of that's not by osmosis. I think that was planned. Like
By
the government,
design.
yeah, it's by design. If the government can, if you can end it as a woman, and not in a sexist way. It's just women are designed to be emotional, more emotional than men
Nurturing.
because
Mhm.
it's necessary for nurturing. It's necessary for providing a serene environment for your
Yeah.
children and your. It's just necessary. So
Mhm.
they're designed in a more emotional way. So when
Mhm.
a woman will get upset and she'll say, if she's able to say, "Get out my house," she's
Mhm.
gonna say, "Get out my house,"
Yeah.
and the government provided that with welfare and
Subsidized housing.
the
But
government
even
should make
for the women who are don't have government subsidized housing, I
Mhm,
believe what you're saying is really important, because the women I know, including myself, who
mhm,
have had men live with them,
mhm.
and I believe that a man should never live with a woman. A man should
No,
never live
I
with a
agree.
woman.
I agree.
A man should always have his own, or the
That's
woman
right.
should go live with him,
That's
because
right.
everything that you just said, it's like women will get emotional every single time. They will tell you, if you push them to the limits enough, they'll get the fuck out. You understand what I'm saying? Get
Yeah,
out. I think men are less likely to get mad and put a woman out. You understand
yeah,
what I'm saying? I
right.
think, but sometimes men do things,
That
and
are
the type of guy that kind of moves in with a woman anyway, like, whatever. He's
but it
probably
does
got a whole bunch of other issues.
it's the mothers, a lot of men that are based in emotion because men are very emotional too, a lot of them.
Mm,
But those emotions are a reflection of the household that he was raised in. So it's
mm,
like he was raised with his mom and three sisters. Yes, he's
mm-hmm.
emotional,
Yeah.
and that goes back to black men. Where were you? Where was it was an era of black culture where being a deadbeat dad was like a normal thing. Like that was normalized for black men. It's like,
Mm,
well, she tripping, so I'm not gonna be a dad. For me, I've been to court for my son so much. I went to so much. I've been to more family court than criminal court,
mm.
and I've had
Fighting for your
48 court
baby,
dates.
huh?
Uh,
Yeah,
48
why
court dates.
y'all fighting? That's too bad.
Nine. The next, it's
Mm,
like a court date every month. Like that's 2, 3 court dates a month. And I went through it, but I fought and I kept fighting, and I'm in my son's life. My son knows me because I had that fight.
good, good.
Men aren't willing to do that. You know,
Yeah. They just,
especially
yeah, because if a woman makes it hard for the average guy, he's just gonna be like, bye, I can go make a whole new family. I can have
that's
more
right,
kids, goodbye.
right. But
But
the
you know
kid take
what? You are one of the guys, you're one of the men that is like a rare breed. Most dudes, if a woman, they just don't have especially if they don't have a lot of resources. Talking about a
yeah,
black man, they don't have a lot of resources and
yeah,
strength. They're not going to necessarily just, fight tooth and nail for their kids. So
yeah.
they do let them go, you know what I mean? And they do start new families and they do those types of things. But I also think that, like, first of all, this is where we're going wrong as black folks. I
Mhm.
think this is our whole biggest problem. I just believe that black people here in America, all over the world, need to get morals in alignment with where they're supposed to be.
Yeah,
Because our lack of obedience to rules,
yeah.
guidance, is what causes us all these problems. We're not supposed to be having all this sex. You understand what
That,
I'm saying? With people
I agree
that
with
we're
that.
not married to. So
That's
what
real.
comes from that? You have illegitimate kids, bastards, kids without fathers, broken homes, baby
Yeah,
mamas, baby daddies, and it just doesn't work because
yeah.
we're not doing it right. And until we like get our behavior in alignment with some real morals, we're going to continue to have all these issues that we have. You know what I
I
mean? I just believe that that's the biggest problem because it was meant to be sex is shared between two people who love each other, right? Because if you love that person, they love you, you transfer the love into the child, you have a
Yeah,
family, you know what I mean? You have to love, you gotta, if you don't love the parent of your child, it makes it harder to love your child because
yeah,
the child is half of that parent. If you don't like their attitude, if you don't like their,
that's
the
real.
kid's gonna inherit everything. You
That's
understand
real.
what I'm saying? Part from you, part from them. So when you love the other parent, the love is transferred to the kid. The kid feels so
Yeah,
loved and secure. You raise up a healthy person,
right.
and we are all socialized. So we don't even, a lot of us don't know how to have a family because we were not socialized to have families, unfortunately,
Yeah.
because we grew up in broken homes, because
Oh,
why? Because parents were not doing the things right to get married and have kids in wedlock and stay in wedlock
yeah.
and raise a family.
And at that point, that's what makes it an uphill battle, you know. And I do it is a big family thing because the way I am even now, the way I am, and the reason I'm in my son's life the way I am, and the way I think as far as parenting is because I had a father.
Mm,
You know what I'm saying? And it would be unacceptable to
mm,
not raise my child in my family.
mm,
Like
mhm,
you don't walk away. My family wouldn't allow me to come around for holidays.
mm,
So it takes a village, and
mhm.
you got to train up a child in the way they're gonna go.
Oh,
So
yes, you do.
it's important. So that's kind of been a big driving factor, and you gotta family is a lot of times it is single mom and the kids, you know, especially in some of the communities that we come from. So we have to break that mold, and we have to get some cooperation from our women to be like, you know what, no matter what, I'm gonna let you be a father. Because there was a
Yeah.
point where families were strong in the black community. You
Hmm.
know, government did have to come and break that up.
Crack
So, but
came. They're like, yeah,
war
crack.
on drugs, you
Yeah,
know, it's redlining. We got so much that
yeah,
came.
yeah.
You know, time that you could go
We
to
got a
jail
lot
for
of, yeah.
out of the street as a white person. You know, so it's a lot, but we I think we're gonna get better
Mhm.
because we only have better to get. You know,
I don't think it'll get better if we don't get our morals together. It ain't gonna get no better. We don't like as a whole, as a culture, the things
mm-hmm.
that are acceptable becoming more and more acceptable is going farther and further left.
But look,
So like, it ain't
culture,
looking
right?
too bright.
Let's talk about it as a culture. Who keeps a culture in line? The elders,
Yeah,
right? If the elders are, if our
all
elders,
messed up like they are. They listen to worse music than we do. You know what I'm saying? I'm like,
you know, and then
I
guess
just,
who's gonna be in the future? Us,
yeah,
the elders.
no, not me.
We
Look,
got line. We gotta get ourselves in line early. So
going for it.
you know, our elders are the reason. A culture isn't a culture without guidelines. You
Hmm.
know, so you have to have rules and regulations, and
Absolutely.
the elders are the ones that keep that in line. They're
And because they lost their morals,
right.
okay, so they didn't teach the next generation morals. And the
Yeah,
next generation don't got even
or
got
they're
none.
the ones that didn't. Their morals just don't apply to the times that we're in. Like they didn't have cell phones back then. They didn't have
Yeah, but
social media.
one thing about morals
It's
is
hard
like,
to listen, you know,
yeah,
because a kid nowadays can say, "You don't know what it's like," and it actually be true. But
yeah.
life is one way, and that's what people don't understand. Life is always going to be one way. So you
Hmm.
have to listen to. My grandmothers always say, and I gotta go back to saying because that's what they taught me.
Hmm.
Grandmother says, "Walk on the graves of those that came before you." You know, you don't make your own mistakes. You go learn from the people that are in the graveyard,
Hmm.
and you walk on those graves because they already been here and done that. So you
Hmm.
learn from their mistakes and the things that they went through, and that'll teach you how to walk.
Yeah.
You know,
Like
and that's
my family. Anyways, listen, I'm looking at my mother. I see everything. I see where everybody went wrong. And what
yeah,
it comes down to, even myself, it's
mm-hmm,
just always the same thing that folks wasn't doing things right and there was no morals aligned with your actions. You understand
right,
what I'm saying? Like if you have morals about how you was behaving yourself, you wouldn't have this particular type of outcome. You would have a different type of outcome.
yeah,
Period, point blank. You know what I mean? If you have a, you know, Like, okay, yeah, a woman can choose because we women choose who to be with, right? And who we're gonna have
Right.
sex, things like that. So if we choose a person and we don't even make that man marry us,
Right.
we lay down and get pregnant,
Right.
we're doing it to ourselves. You understand what
I
I'm saying?
look. I said and I got ridiculed for it, but it's the truth to me.
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of the killing that we see in our communities, a lot of the
Mm-hmm.
negativity,
Mm-hmm.
the gangster image, I think a lot of that will go away when black women say they're not dating men that act like that.
Yeah.
If they set the standard and be like, that's not attractive.
Yeah,
They
because you're showing that to your kids. And then
yeah,
you're gonna
a lot of
breed a
men are like
kid
that.
from a gangster. You're gonna have a kid from a gangster. So what your
Right,
kid
is that way. And a lot of men act that way because they can't get a woman. She won't like me if I don't act like this from a kid, right? Well, mom, if I don't wear these Jordans, she gonna think, you feel what I'm saying?
yeah.
And is it that when our black women are trained from our elder black women, our young ones are trained to that's not what we go for, it's gonna change. But you see how many times we seen it. I need a street nigga. I need a nigga. I gotta have a nigga. That's how women talk. I can't just
Oh,
have a regular nigga. He gotta be a little dangerous.
oh, really?
Women talk like that,
Oh,
and what does that do to the man's mind? It goes, okay, it's by association. If I want that woman, I
that's
gotta
why
be that.
guys getting the tattoos all over the face is
Come
popular.
on.
That's what
Yes.
women like. I had my couple homegirls. I had a couple people over from a party who was a dude over here, like, you know what I'm saying? With a friend of,
Yeah.
people he had the tattoos. That was the one they liked. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm like, that's the one y'all like.
Yeah.
Hey, I ain't knocking nobody. You know what I'm saying? Like, you cannot, because, like, me and my best friend was saying, you could take a person in a button down shirt and looking straight lace, and he could be terrible. You could take
That's
somebody
true.
with tattoos all over their face, and they could be a good person.
Yeah.
Cannot. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that whole image of,
But not just the image as far as physically, like the image of how you speak to women.
uh,
As a woman, you shouldn't be with nobody that be like, "Hey, bitch, come here."
not at all.
Nah, that should be unacceptable. You
Mm-hmm.
know, the way they carry themselves, the way they get. When you see people see me, why people respect me, why I get love, it's because I
Mm-hmm.
carry myself that way. Yo, I'm gonna open that door for you.
Oh,
You
nice.
Oh no, excuse me, I'm sorry, I went in before you. I'm gonna come back out and let you go first.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It's just,
Mm-hmm.
but it's not because I respect you so much. It's because I respect myself so much that I'm not allowing myself to be that way. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It's just the way you got to carry yourself, and we got to raise them. I raised my son to respect women. Now he's 5, he'll be 5, but no, hey, kids, they try to, especially boys, they try to get away with things that dad not gonna let you get away with that. Mom might. You know what I'm saying? And it's dad's job to be like, nah, bro, say thank you to your mom when she put that food in front of you.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
hey, did you tell your mommy she looked pretty today?
Mm-hmm.
Did you tell her happy mother? It's dad. That's how my father was.
Yeah,
You know?
which is the reason why it's critical to have both the the feminine and the masculine energy in the house. The
Absolutely.
kids have to have the balance. The boys, if you're a single
Mhm.
mom, who are these boys emulating? You understand what I'm saying? As a woman,
Right.
so no
Right.
wonder why they're hyper fit. You know what I'm saying? Hyper feminine and
Yeah.
things these days. You know.
And it's not that a kid's curiosity is gonna lead them outside, and they're gonna go with what looks the coolest.
Mm.
So if that dude sell drugs and he on the corner, he got jewelry and all the girls over there with him, and I
Mm.
want to get girls, guess who I'm gonna emulate?
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? And he might be. I look back when I was in the street, there was dudes that were older than me that would send us out to do things that they were too scared to do because they knew the consequences,
Interesting.
right? And I look at them like, now that I'm at the age, I'm 26 now, right? I'm at
Mm.
the age that those guys was at when we was 17 and 18.
Mm. Mm.
And I'm looking at it like, them niggas was bums.
Yeah.
I would never be that. I would never put a pistol in a 17-year-old's hand.
Yeah, that's right.
No cause.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
But that's what they was doing with us. So I look at it like, damn, like you thought that was a hero. He was your hero, but look at him, like, and look at him now. Now that you at a place where you in a successful area, where's he at? You know, and he's still doing the same thing with the next 17. It's just
Brings me back to morals. Black people.
yeah, yeah,
Black people. At the end of the day, it's like, yo, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, shouts out to the people who don't believe. Everybody entitled to their own, but for those of us who do believe,
yeah,
like my ROTC teacher said, it's better to have and not need than to need and not have. Because if I
right,
believe and it's not real, then I really didn't lose anything. But if you don't believe and it
mm,
is real, if you don't believe it, it's not real, you don't lose nothing. But if you don't believe and it's real, then you don't lose anything. Either way, I don't lose, but you
yeah,
could possibly lose. You know what
yeah,
I'm saying? You could
yeah.
possibly. But for those of us that do believe, it's like, look, morals, bro. Right, wrong.
That's right.
Fornication, murder, everything. They gave you, it's like 600 laws. They say it's
Yeah,
10, but it's really like 600 in the Old Testament, which is the Torah. That's all the, anyhow.
right.
I accept all those books. You know what I mean? All the
Yeah,
books
absolutely,
and stuff. But it's
absolutely.
like it gives us guidance
Yeah,
right there, and you see the fruits of evil, and you see the fruits of being blessed because you try to do. You know what I'm saying? Like
you know
it's
what?
so
The thing
clear.
we
So
don't,
why choose the darkness?
one
Why?
can't exist without the other. So it's necessary.
Mm-hmm.
You know, both are necessary.
Yeah.
You know, I think that's what God is. When I tell people, when like
Duality.
duality and it's just more balance. God is balance. It's
Mm-hmm.
not God is not good. God is good, but God is not good. God is not bad. From its balance. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I mean? Water,
Well, there's a
land.
time for everything, right?
The only thing that doesn't have an opposite is time.
Mm.
Everything else has an opposite. You know what I mean? Day, night, good, evil. You
Yeah.
know, love, indifference. You know, it's just
Yeah.
everything has balance, and that's what God is. God will flood the world and then allow a baby to be born.
Necessary. Absolutely.
You
Eh,
know, so
mhm,
it's all balance. It's necessary. We just as when we get imbalance, that's when
mhm,
it becomes a problem. There's a physicist, and his name is Michio Kaku, and he has a theory that everything in the world will happen. Things will happen in the world to recreate balance for where there was one thing of too much, right? So, for example, Drake in before Drake's run, it would be the biggest run would be like a Little Wayne or 50
mhm,
Cent, right? And 50 Cent is a representation of gun culture, violence,
mhm,
the street.
mhm,
Drake comes and he's a representation of love. When 50 was running around, nobody had everybody was street. Every artist that came out was trying to be that,
mhm,
and it was necessary for the balance at that time
mhm,
because before he came, Tupac and Biggie had just got killed. Everybody
mhm,
was kumbaya, so
mhm,
50 balanced it out. But
mhm,
then Drake had to come. It got too bad, you know. And then Drake
mhm.
has to come and recreate love, you know, and balance that out again. And I think we're in that same space of because we're in a space of it's almost I believe that it is the imbalance now
Mhm.
is too much non-tradition, not enough common sense, not enough um, forward thinking. It's too much fun. We're having
Yeah,
a lot of fun,
absolutely.
but I think an artist has
Yeah.
and be we need a new artist that's positive,
Mhm.
and um, I think we need a new artist that's a little bit more focused on what needs to happen than the wants that we have. A little. Maybe it might not be seen as fun,
Mhm.
but it's what we actually need. It's what we need to hear, and
Yeah.
that's when we transition to. I don't. We don't need another. We don't need another Meg Thee Stallion. We don't need another The Baby. You
Mhm.
know,
Mhm.
we need another Nipsey Hussle. We need another Jay-Z. Who's
Nipsey.
Jay? Who's the new Jay-Z?
I don't know.
Yeah, we don't have that.
Listen, some people look. Some of these people come along like that's like you got your Prince, your
Yeah,
Michael Jackson. These people are not common. You understand what I'm saying? They're
right,
rare and they're special. You know what I
right.
mean? So only time is going to tell who's the next Jay.
Did
You
that.
understand what I'm saying? They might be here right now, but
They hear
they haven't evolved to that. You know what I'm
right.
saying? Yet. We might be looking at them every day,
Yeah.
just don't know yet.
But it needs it, and what the balance will happen whether we want it
You
to
know
or
how
not. As
Big
long,
Sean is kind of, he's pretty dope and he's
yeah,
kind
I
of
love it.
slept on too. Yeah. I like his content, his flow. Then he just did a song with oh man, some new kids. Who were they? But it was dope. I think the baby was on that song.
Baby and Big Sean. I know
Yeah.
I listened to his new album. I would have to listen to it
The
again to
baby
pinpoint.
and Big Sean. It's like really nice. It
And
was dope.
I love the baby. I
I
love
like the
Megan.
baby shit
I
better.
love what they do. Because it's needed too. It's
Mm-hmm.
all needed.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like the only thing I don't like in hip hop, which I tweeted it and it went viral,
What's that?
was I said that I believe that we shouldn't allow participation from people that's still talking about killing our own people.
I agree.
If you can't, I said if you can't make a hit without talking about hitting licks,
Mm-hmm.
hoes, and
Mm-hmm.
killing our own people,
Mm-hmm.
then you shouldn't be allowed to participate in the culture.
I
And
agree.
people go, "Oh, we don't want a bunch of J. Cole's, we don't want a bunch of Chance the Rappers." But
Yeah.
really think about that. Why don't we? What are we saying? And I think that you can do. There's a way to discuss negative things in music without being negative about it. So
Yeah.
instead, and I'm gonna pull up, I'm gonna slide, I'm gonna hit this nigga, I'm gonna shoot this nigga. Is a way to talk about. I remember a time when we used to think like this
Yeah.
instead of being that way.
I think what these rappers
Yeah.
fail to understand
Uh huh.
and realize is the power in their words.
Oh my God.
They don't get it. You understand what I'm saying? You think it's entertainment. You think you're
Nah,
just saying something. What you're doing is chanting a mantra. You understand what
yeah.
I'm saying? And you are going to become the product of the things that you're saying in a way. Now you got your people who, like you said, Jay. See, people like Jay, when he spit, it's for a purpose. He's not
So,
just killing people for nothing. You understand
no,
what I'm saying? I
no,
don't like the rappers who are just killing people for nothing. I
for
don't
no
like
reason.
the rappers who just get on the track saying dumb shit. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
There's no real purpose. There's no story behind the shit you're saying. You're just talking nonsense. Like, they
And
got
I
to be
get why
careful.
they're doing it because they're trying to make it, and that's what it looks like is working. So they're doing whatever it takes to make it because from a place of desperation, and I get that. But like you said, for one, it is my grandmother. They gave me so much wisdom. She said, spell. She says, words are things. That's why we call it spelling because it's casting spells.
Hmm.
You know what I mean?
Wow. Yeah.
And
Hmm.
I just think also to that point, you can't
Wow.
stand out if
Where
you
your grandmother's from?
um,
They sound
all
like they from Louisiana or something.
our roots are in Louisiana.
Hmm.
My great grandfather, my great great grandfather, they my well one my grandmother's grandfather on one side of my family, my mother's mom, her grandfather was a slave, a rice slave in South Carolina, and my paternal grandmother, her family is from Baton Rouge. They landed in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, and made their way to California. My grandmothers are both from LA County, Watts and Compton.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, it was wise. Like that's a true thing, and I think that artists need to realize that you can't really stand out fitting in. The space that I've gotten myself into is because I'm different than everybody else.
Hmm.
You know, and
Yeah.
you have to separate yourself to make it. Your favorite artist didn't follow anybody, and I tell people that.
Hmm.
They were being themselves, and when you choose to be yourself, and people decide that who you are is cool,
Yeah.
then you wake up being a character every day.
Yeah.
You
Who
could just
doesn't?
wake up
Yeah.
and just,
Yeah. Yeah.
you know.
Oh, yeah, that's a little much for me. Like, okay, so like I'm, aspiring to be successful, which, like you said,
Right,
you have to find what success is for you. To me,
right,
I'm already successful. But
yeah,
you're looking at the Instagram models and stuff, and
yeah,
you're looking online and you're seeing what's out there and you see what's blowing up, and it's just like, well, you know what? I can't do that too. You know what I'm saying? I can't do what they're doing to make these numbers go.
Right.
But honestly, I really don't want to be like any of these girls. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Well, look
how
at it
can
like
I like I always want to be different from everybody. How can I be different from everybody? Which is not really easy. You know what I'm saying? To just be so different. What would make me so is it what I wear? Is it how I wear my hair? Like, you know what I mean? Is my image what makes me so different? But no, I really don't. I see them and they look beautiful and they look sexy. And yes, I would like to see myself in that same light.
right.
What can I do to be different from these girls? You know what I mean? But
Right.
anyway,
It's
yeah.
hard to make that work twice too. You know, like they doing that because that's the way they doing it. But
Mhm,
you got to find, well, what's better than being you. Like when you decide to be yourself and people choose you,
mhm,
it's just a whole different. It's a whole. And then a lot of times, people, another thing that people don't realize is this. And I try to give this advice to people in the softest way possible because it can be offensive.
mhm.
If a lot of times people don't fuck, they not fucking with you, they fucking with the bullshit that you do, you
Okay.
know. And we've seen artists come along that, and when I tell people that, they take it like, man, what you trying to say? They ain't fucking with me? Like, yeah, they are. No, they
Mhm,
not. You may, and this is a lesson I've had to learn myself. Like, yes, they may like that because that's what's working in the climate that we're in, and if you post something like that, then they like it.
mhm.
But you're not you're not forcing them to see what's valuable about you.
About
So
you. Absolutely.
when you have artists, and we know who they are, where they're going around saying, this person suck my dick, that person suck my dick,
Mhm,
this person, I'll come to this hood and I'll do that, and I'll come to that hood and I'll do that. Well, you're not gonna see the sales reflected, bro, because the moment that you decide to stop doing that nonsense, then people are gonna stop fucking with you. Do you want that?
yeah.
You want everything positive in your life to be attached to some bullshit? Or do
Mhm,
you want to force people to see the value that you have
mhm,
and keep putting your value in their face until they
mhm.
realize, no, this dude is dope.
Yeah.
You know? You
Uh,
want them to fuck with you. We
well,
don't fuck
then
with
maybe
you.
if they can't find if a person feels like
Mm-hmm.
literally they're consciously thinking that they as an artist have to emulate something that already exists there, you're not even an artist. You are a clone and a carbon copy. You understand what I'm saying? Like artistry is
Yeah.
about real
Create.
unique talent. That's what a
Yeah.
real artist is. Prince. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Prince is, of course, your Beyonce's or like your Aaliyah's, like somebody who came and brought. What are you adding? You bring a new sound. You
My
understand what I'm saying?
favorite.
Like when you came along as an artist, you changed the whole sound.
Yeah.
That's an artist. It's not
That's what.
somebody that just recreates a sound. Those people don't stay around. You're not iconic.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm
Jay
saying? You're a
Jay
fad.
his best line to me, or my favorite verse from Jay, is on
Mm-hmm.
"What More Can I Say," and
Mm-hmm.
he says, "They too lazy to make up shit. They crazy. They don't paint pictures. They just trace me. You know what? Soon they forget
Mm-hmm.
where they pluck. They whole style from and try to reverse the outcome." I'm like, tuh,
Mm.
you know what I mean? And that's
Yeah.
real. People are lazy. They just want to win. They just want to win. They want an instant, and they don't
Mm.
realize the success. Even the success I'm having, people will always hit me. How do you do this, bro? How do you do that, dog? For one, you can't quit just because a lot of people quit and they lose consistency
Mm-hmm.
because they put genuine energy into it and it don't work as fast as they
Right
thought it
away.
would.
Yeah.
And it's like, and they feel away because they really tried and they really put
So like a
genuine energy.
failure, huh?
Yeah. But that I embrace that feeling. I love that. Like,
Absolutely.
oh, that didn't work. Okay.
How
I'm gonna figure it
many?
out though,
Yeah.
you
No.
know?
How many great artists? Missy Elliott got shelved when she was signed. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like you have artists that are great artists that sit around and work on the crowd for a long time before they actually pop off. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like people signed to numerous record deals before you finally ever heard of them. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So it's like you said, either you want it or you don't. This that thing requires a person. Anything you do requires perseverance. You understand what I'm saying? Like, you got to be in it to win.
Too. Like, it's not gonna just let you eat and just get it easy. Nah, I gotta
No,
tell you, make sure you built for it.
called
You
paying
know?
dues.
Yeah, like what makes you think you're gonna come in here and get it easy? And all these people have struggled and lost families and lost their own self, in this. And you think you just gonna come stroll in and get it easy?
Mm.
Nah,
Yeah,
that's lotto. That's lotto.
yeah.
I feel like there's artists that, especially in these times with the internet, there's
Mm.
artists that we may not know,
Hmm.
but they have a huge fan base and following,
Yeah, yeah.
and we don't ever even heard a song from them.
That's
That's
right.
because they were just working. They just
Yeah,
working.
yeah.
Everybody have to be a certain level for it to be success. Like,
No, that's right.
touring all year long, we never even heard of them.
Hmm. That's
You
right.
know,
Yeah,
be
absolutely.
consistent, build catalog, be consistent, and work and build your fan base. Even if you sold 1 million records, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's 7 billion people in the world, bro. That's
Yeah,
nothing.
yeah, yeah.
You you only you only hit a small percentage of what's really out there.
Hmm.
Selling 50,000 is really good.
Yeah.
You know,
Hmm.
selling 10,000 is really good. Like, whatever you can.
Absolutely.
If you got a following and people are coming out in the rain to see you, they coming
Hmm.
out in the snow. When I went on tour, people was coming out in the snow
Wow.
to put a camera up, just to put a light up, just to rock with you. So
Nice.
don't be don't be so ungrateful,
Mm.
and so focused on where you want to go that you
Yeah.
lose where you are. You know,
Absolutely. Because me, I know where I want to go, but I, okay, so with me building my numbers and stuff online, sometimes, like, every time I look at them and expect them to be greater than what they are, and then I work and I get there, and I work and I get there, and you know what I mean, slowly but surely. But
mm-hmm.
like, if I post something like a song or something like
Right,
that, I appreciate all 30 people that liked it. You understand what I'm
right,
saying? Like,
right.
I
Yeah,
really do. Like, because some
it's
people
perspective.
post their music and nobody likes that at all.
That's,
You know what I mean? Like,
it's a perspective thing. Like,
if
you
one
forget
person likes it, I appreciate
you
it.
looking at, like, a lot of people, we compare, and comparison is the thief of joy. And if you comparing yourself to, if you go and compare, oh, well, Cardi B's numbers is this,
Hmm.
you almost forget that, 300 people just watched you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
300 people put 300 people in a room, you'll see
That's what
how
I
how
was
many
just
that,
thinking. Yeah, exactly.
you know.
Yeah.
So be grateful for that. Like, when my videos, I might post a music video, and they do 10,000 views, right?
Mm-hmm.
I sit there and go, wow, 10,000 people like watch this.
Yeah.
10,000, that's a lot.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I don't go, oh man, but yeah, it could have been 1 million. No, it needs
Good
to
for
be.
you.
Nah, dog, that's a lot of people.
Yeah, it is.
Be grateful,
Yeah, it
man.
is.
Humility,
Absolutely.
you
Yeah.
know.
Absolutely. So how about you? You in it to win it? You gonna stay in this business?
I'm gonna be here, but I have a business manager, and we actually doing a charity event
Mhm.
coming up for, I'm gonna give away Christmas trees in my hood, and
Wow,
I'm
that's
doing a
dope. Where your hood at? I gotta come give you a tree. Look. I ain't from
I,
your hood, but
Cali,
no, I'm just joking.
but I'm a I'm just like in a space where I was talking to him, and I was like, man, I'm gonna be here for a while. Just the type of music that I create,
Hmm.
you know.
Hmm.
Um, and they'll hear it on the next album. They can hear it on the previous album. Just the content of the music is powerful, and it's with purpose. So I'll be here for a while. I'll be able to do. I create music that I know, like, okay, I can still tour that when I'm 45, and it won't be embarrassing to rap that lyric.
Okay.
You feel what I'm
Oh, you
saying?
really thinking ahead.
Oh,
That's
long
dope.
term. I even use my actual name. My name is Will Evans, and I use that instead of a moniker because I don't want nobody calling me by a nickname when I'm 45 and I'm on stage.
Okay.
Like,
Okay.
dog, I'm a grown man. I don't want to, like, you're not about to call me, and no disrespect to anybody, but you're not about to call me any of those names. I don't want to be called by a nickname that I got when I was 18,
Yeah.
when I'm 45, and I don't want to be making music that way. I want my music to reflect, who
Who
I
you
am
are. Yeah.
at all times, and
Absolutely.
not be
At all
expected.
times.
I
Yeah.
don't want want to hear me rap these certain lyrics when I have a daughter that's 25.
Yeah, yeah. And those are
So
the things that a lot of people don't think about, you know. Most people
yeah,
don't. Yeah.
it's a short term game for a lot of people. But I'm gonna be here for a while. I'm gonna be here for a long haul, and I'm gonna have a
Yeah.
lot. I'm gonna make a lot of money. I'm gonna make a lot of other people money.
Mhm.
Take care of a lot of people, and my music is gonna impact a lot of people for the long haul. You know what I mean? They'll grow up. They'll grow up to it, and that's
Mhm.
my goal. My goal is catalog, not hit.
All right. Oh, okay. I like that. Listen, so you said your EP is dropping this weekend.
Yep, Saturday,
Got to get that
November.
over to us now. We're gonna need that, right?
I'll email it to you. It's
Okay,
called
for
More
sure.
Valuable, and it's a play on this album is called More Valuable. It's a play on Moval,
Okay.
but it's also the concept of the whole project is just value, self value,
Wow.
valuing women, a woman that values
Beautiful.
herself.
Beautiful.
Valuing yourself, having more value for ourselves as Black people in business
Uh-huh.
conversation, valuing each other in society. It's just
Mhm.
all the songs on there are a different play on value. So that's
Beautiful.
what it's about.
Well, I say, that the powers that be are well and full aware of the capacity of the media to influence, brainwash, and program people. So the images and things that are being sent over the waves, you understand what I'm saying?
Right,
Like they
right.
must, this is can't be an accident. If they
Yeah,
wanted the world to be kumbaya and you know what I'm saying, peaceful, why not
yeah,
bombard us with peaceful images, loving
that's
images?
right.
So it would be great that if more music would be uplifting in a way that we could actually enjoy the music. Just because it's positive doesn't mean it's trash. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know,
When I think I found the healthy balance to not be preachy but be positive. And
yeah.
even when I speak about negative things on my projects, it's in a tone that you could feel it inspires you to overcome it too. It's
Hmm.
like, yo, that was me. You
Yeah.
know, I said on the project, I have a lyric that goes, at 17, I was really on the block stressing like, damn, I'm gonna be a nothing. All I see is killers and drug dealers all in my circumference.
Mhm.
And it's you can speak about those negative things without it being in a negative way, where like that's something to aspire to be. You know,
Absolutely.
so I found a healthy balance, and I think they'll appreciate that.
Hmm.
And it still allowed me to be true to self without being judgmental about,
Hmm.
because some people are just forced in them circumstances.
Yeah.
But it's I want to give the inspiration to overcome it. I mean, I've been through all of it. I've
Yeah.
been incarcerated, shot. I've been through all of it.
Oh,
So
wow. Okay.
I just want
Yeah,
to.
those words. Yeah, rappers out there, listen. Okay, I know you're selling albums and stuff, but the words that you speak, man, you bringing that into,
Oh,
you're giving that power in your life, and
giving it life.
it's just, you know what I mean? Like, and then don't talk tough. Rappers, stop talking tough, because you not made of Teflon. You understand what I'm saying? Like each and every last one of y'all that talk so tough, each and every last one of them that talk like they so tough, like bro, you bleed and you could die.
Yeah,
And how many rappers have come and go on? They all talk tough and they're dead. You understand what I'm
yeah.
saying? Like you fucking dead.
And what it is we trying to create the confidence when it's like that, because I've been that guy when I was younger, and it's like you
Mm-hmm.
trying to create the confidence to overcome the circumstances that you
Mm-hmm.
come from. It's like
Uh,
I got to feel like I'm invincible because what
yeah.
I come from is so bad
Uh,
that if not the toughest of the tough, I'm not gonna
uh,
make. And
oh,
what happens is we don't transition out of that. We're like, that's what we got to do.
that's
Transition out of it.
bad. I feel
The
awful
place
for
that
you
life,
guys.
I have the friends. I've been blessed with the type of friends, even the ones that are street,
Mm-hmm.
that if I come around, they like, yo, what you doing here? It's like, bro, you are shot. Like you are chance. Don't you can't just be hanging out here all day.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the blessing. And I think we have to adjust. Let's adjust the mindset. You ain't gotta change who you are or your roots, but with the new information that you acquire, let's supersede where we come from and start talking about where we're going. And if people can't meet you on your path of where you're going, you got to leave them behind. And we got to get comfortable and lose that survivor's guilt that feel like we got to help everybody in the hood.
Mm.
The best thing I tell people, you can't inflate a balloon from inside a balloon, bro. You got to
Mm.
get outside of it
Mm-hmm.
to you know.
Yeah.
And I spoke about that on the album, you know. So I think that this project upcoming that I have coming up this weekend is going to be impactful, and I just want to make sure that I do the right things with promotion to make sure as many people hear it,
Yeah.
as possible.
Absolutely. Well, we'll help you. So definitely send us the stuff and the artwork and everything so we could get that
Definitely.
out. So some of our people could check it out too, hopefully,
Yeah.
and stuff like that. But yeah, definitely. Yeah, that's the thing about I feel so bad for you. My experience as a Black woman is
Mm-hmm.
gonna be different than a Black man's experience, and I
Right.
can't imagine what they have to go through. And I don't fear for myself. I try to prepare them, but it is a scary thing to think that they have to go out in the world and deal with all of these things, and then to top it all off, their greatest threat, aside from an oppressor, on a day-to-day basis, is going to be their own kind, their
Yeah.
own friends. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Their own, their own kind. Like,
Yeah.
I only
Yeah.
think, I think that I was listening to Damon Dash's top 50, you know what I'm saying,
Yeah.
real success. And one of the things he mentioned was when you give respect,
Mm-hmm.
respect never creates a problem. So that's what I'm going to teach my boys to
That's
just,
real.
be respectful no matter what. You know what I'm saying? When the Lord said turn the other cheek, ain't nothing wrong with that. You understand what I'm saying? Or don't get angry, because my little boy, he's 13, he gets mad. I'm like, y'all can't go out in the world getting angry. You better have some love in your heart and let things go, because it gets real out there, and people could lose their life, their freedom, and a whole bunch of shit
Yeah.
because you got angry, or you know what I'm saying, or yeah, you gotta be careful. I feel for you guys. I'm
You
glad
gotta
that
lead with love.
hmm?
That's, I practice leading with love,
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
and instead of
Mhm.
when I speak to people, I make sure I intentionally I've had to learn in business that this when you're talking to somebody, see, I'm just focused when I'm looking like this.
Mhm.
But to them, that's intimidating because my eyes have seen things that their eyes haven't.
Mhm.
And in my eyes, they see a little bit more pain.
Mhm.
So when I'm looking like this and it's just me being focused, it's
Mhm.
intimidating that person. And they don't even want to say anything that'll offend me that they think would offend me. So I've had
Mhm.
to learn to really mannerisms,
Relax your
relax
face, huh? Yeah.
my eye, smile a little bit every,
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
um, not to make them comfortable, but to make sure that you're giving off the energy that you want to give off. So
absolutely.
it's all a part of it, learning lesson. But they'll
Yeah.
get it. Time teaches.
Yeah, it's tough out there. I wish I could take them to another planet. You understand what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
because this world, my goodness,
it's
and they just little boys now, but, they hit 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. I mean, one of them is already 13, but
yeah.
getting older, it's just like, yeah, you got to get them prepared. You have one and he's 5.
Oh yeah. I'm not gonna have
Ways to
none. If
go.
I have another one, it's something changed because I
Okay.
don't plan more.
No more?
I don't think so. He would have to be older, and I would have to be. It would have to be a situation that you know it just makes sense for me and a wife.
That's what I was
I
gonna
don't,
say. When you find you a wife, that's why I
maybe.
tell my sons, you get you a wife and try to find a virgin. Listen, I wish we could espouse children, you know what I mean,
Yeah,
like they used to, because let's arrange some marriages, man, because they're gonna get to an age and they're gonna be wanting that. You understand what I'm saying? So
yeah,
look, boom, boom, here go your wife. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
I wish I could. Anyways, I won't
yeah.
keep you forever unless you have something else to say.
No, I just want to say God bless everybody. Lead with love and you
Absolutely.
know, just man, the things that I've learned, I tried to share throughout this interview, and there's so much. It's been a lifetime of lessons, but I come from where you come from. I've been in the places that you've been. I've been in the cell blocks. I've ate them tamales you know, them tamales in the salsitas and bag, and you know, whole thing, moon lodge chips.
Mm-hmm.
I've been there. You know,
We are the same, huh?
I've been in the ICU with bullet holes. I've been
Mm-hmm.
there. So I speak from a place of experience. I
Mm-hmm.
speak to myself first. When I criticize myself first.
Mm-hmm.
And the wisdom that I imparted is wisdom that I have to impart on myself to keep myself on the straight and narrow. Is not from a judgmental place. So that's the only things I would say. People that's gonna go get the album more valuable. Everybody listening, I appreciate you, and
Yeah, we
support
share
the
that.
culture. You know,
Can't wait to get our hands on that one. Man, I just want to first of all thank you for being light and love, because we definitely can't, we don't have enough of that out there.
yeah,
Yeah, our people sometimes we ascribe to foolishness and
yeah,
comedy and entertainment more than we ascribe to wisdom,
yeah,
knowledge, education. And
right,
we just, it's just like a big fun fest right now. Like you said, you look
yeah.
online, not with everybody, but certain groups of people. But yeah, I'm a pretty serious person. I mean, I like to laugh and joke, but you got to get the people what they want.
And I hope to make wisdom and knowledge, and I hope that what I bring to hip hop, my contribution, would be able to a contribution of making that fun, doing it
Hmm.
in a way that it looks so fun when I do it that they want to get a piece of that too.
Absolutely.
You know?
Being a good influence. Influence is so incredibly important. And when you have it, how do you use it? You know what I mean? That's important. So thank you though, like for being
Yep,
that difference, because we have more than enough of the nonsense. You understand what I'm saying?
I agree. No
But these
problem, man.
men, these people, they want
Privilege.
bullshit, so you got to give them a little bit of bullshit. Though they want
Yeah,
it.
Andy.
I give them a little bullshit, then I give them something real. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like I let they want to see certain things. I let them see that, and then I follow that up with something.
you want the bait, and then you reel them in.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep,
So, but thank you though. I appreciate your
no problem.
time, and I'm definitely looking forward to getting the music. So definitely don't forget to send me that.
Absolutely,
Okay?
absolutely. I appreciate it. It was definitely a good
Absolutely.
conversation.
Good, great conversation. Hopefully we can do it again.
Yeah, definitely. Anytime you need me, I'm here.
All right, for sure.
Yeah.
Thank you, Will.
All right. I'll talk to you soon.
Okay. Have a great one.
You
Happy
too. Bye.
holidays. God bless.
Happy holidays. God bless.
And thanks for being an amazing person and a great man. We need more. And you're raising
Oh,
a son, so we're gonna have another one. Thank the Lord. And you
yeah,
should
we're
have
gonna.
more. You should have more children because we need more people like you in this world. Okay.
I need to procreate a little more, huh?
Yes,
Yeah,
you
you
do.
maybe you're right.
I am right.
Thank you. I
Okay.
appreciate you.
Absolutely.
All
You take care. God bless.
right. God
Bye.
bless.